Sword Rider, Transformers reviews and toy related chat. Sword Rider, Sword Rider.
Hello everyone, Sword Rider here, and I'm here with another Transformers review. Now you might have seen by my previous video that I popped to Smith's on my lunch and I actually found a few new Cyberverse figures. These were not something I was looking for, not something I was particularly looking to pick up, but when I saw them in Smith's, I thought, why not? The Shockwave looks very cool, and the Starscream's one of my favourite characters. So today we're going to review Shockwave. Now, as you can see, the price point is $15.99, which is a little bit cheaper than the current Power of the Primes wave, but more expensive than your one-step changes. Now, the one thing that worries me about these is that I've got the gimmicks in that remind me a little bit of those Age of Extinction figures with like the terrible fist actions. I think there was a Bumblebee that I sent to Retro Prime because he didn't want it, so I sent him anyway. But the aesthetic on these looks really good. I love the artwork there of Shockwave. As you can see, he's got two eyes on there, which is causing a bit of controversy on the interweb. But as you can see, his second eye isn't painted on here. You've got what we got here. We've got Wave Cannon. You've got Shockwave. On the back, you've got a picture of Shockwave in both his modes. You've got some cross cells, so you've got Optimus, you've got Starscream, you've got Bumblebee, and you've got his bio, which is Function Twisted Scientist. So it looks like he's playing the role of more of his maybe Prime kind of Shockwave. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, and the packaging, I really like it. It looks brilliant. So let's open this guy up, shall we? So no collector's card in these, but there are some quite cool instructions. I quite like the aesthetic of these. Nice artwork on there. Yeah, do the job. Nice, got something a little bit different. So let's have a look at the figure himself. So here is, I think these need to fold out, yes they do. So he comes packaged with his feet folded away, but I've just done those, folded them out. He's a nice little figure. Yeah, I really like the aesthetic on this. Really, really like it. So you've got some paint apps. You've got some like pink in panel lines painted through. Some pink paint there. You've got some more pink there. I think actually the pink is the only paint on it, but it works quite well. Apart from, of course, that face sculpt. And I really like that face sculpt. So all in all, I really like the aesthetic of this guy. Should we do some articulation? So his head does absolutely nothing. It is completely solid. You will get no movement on that, which is unfortunate. The arms can do a full 360 and can do 90 degrees at the elbow. Same with this arm, of course. He hasn't got a hand. He's got his trademark cannon. You do get a thigh swivel. You get a bend at the knee, which can do more than 90 degrees on that side. It's obstructed by here, but this one can go all the way up. It's ball joints, and he can do the full Van Damme, but his leg will fall off. And actually, that's a little bit different. So you can see that this is actually not a ball peg, but it's almost it's like a clip. I haven't seen that before. So that's interesting choice there. They can also go all the way forward and all the way back. And there is no, a little bit of foot articulation backwards, but nothing really of now. So articulation is okay. That head swivel's a problem, and it's an interesting choice on these joints here. So he does have a gimmick. If we push this shoulder cannon forwards, this thing pops out. Now I think it's meant to be like purple electrical blasts. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's good for the kids. It's not a bad gimmick for a figure. I've seen a lot worse. So all in all, that's okay. That's pretty cool. Not something I'm interested in. But nevertheless, I mean, it looks okay. And I quite like the idea of Shockwave having a shoulder cannon. So aesthetically wise, that's about it. So size comparison time. Here's Shockwave next to Brawn, who's a Power of the Primes Legends figure. and here he is next to Dreadwind, who is a Power of the Primes Deluxe figure. So as you can see, he's a bit bigger than a Legend, but a little bit smaller than a Deluxe. Kind of a nice size. I do like the size. I do like the aesthetic of this. Articulation is a little bit okay. I would sooner have had a neck swivel than this thing on the go, but we need to remember this is a toy. It's designed for kids, not for us collectors as such. So all in all, I think Robot Mode's a pretty decent success. And here's Shockwave in his alt mode, his spider tank mode, and it's basically Shockwave on all fours backwards. It's okay. I mean, yeah, it's not the best alt mode. I can see what they were going for. Half the gimmick does still work in this mode. Yeah, a little bit odd, but there you go. You've still got the details of his chest there. One thing I do want to point out, actually, I do like the detailing on the inside here, which is on the outside of his legs in robot mode, reminiscent of his G1 gun mode, which is quite a nice touch, nice bit of silver paint, which I didn't notice when I was talking about it in robot mode. So yeah, pretty simple transformation. Looks okay. Yeah, it's not the best alt mode though, is it? Let's face it. So should you pick up Shockwave? I would say yes. A little bit pricey, probably £4 or £5 more than what I would have liked to have paid for this guy. But design-wise, I really, really like the aesthetic of the figure, especially in robot mode. It lacks some articulation. It lacks a little bit of build quality in the plastic. And I think it's worthwhile pointing out that if you notice the difference between Titan's Return and Power of the Primes figures, you're going to notice the difference between the plastic quality in this figure and the Power of the Prime ones. It's another step down. The plastic quality is quite thin, and joints do tend to pop off. Positives though, it's got a lot of decent paint and panel lining for a figure of this size. It's fun. It's a great representation of Shockwave. And actually, he's not that. His legs are a little bit rocky, but nowhere near as loose as what we found in Titan's Return and some of the Combiner Wars figures. So all in all, he's a decent little bot. If you're a Shockwave fan, I recommend him. If you're just looking up to pick up something that's new and different, I think he's the best looking one out the line. I've saw all four of them, and I think this is the first one I've opened, but he definitely looks the best figure, and I think he'll fit in with maybe even some of the Chug lines, to be honest with you, some of the Chug figures, or even some of the X-Fans toys stuff. But I think he's a nice little figure. I've enjoyed playing with him so far. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I've been Zort Rider, and I'll catch you again soon.